Hi, this is session one of I don't even know how many this time, but, Battle Between the Worlds, Swan Song. I mean, me and Michael are um, a co-GMing this series. It's tangentially related to Sidereal Tenets. Mike, do you want to help me out explaining how this works?
Sure. So this is the second time I'm trying this collaborative gaming experiment. Basically, we work together to GM, and when we're playing a traditionally GM'd game like Battle Between the Worlds, we take turns week to week GMing. So this week you're going to GM Maria. Next week I'll GM. And we'll see how many this arc is going to be. We might do a 3-session and take a break in between. But we basically just share that GMing load.
All right, so this series in particular is let's go through cats now. Concept, aim, tone, and subject matter. Concept, hard to explain. All right, so do you all know the festival, the Tanabata festival, or are aware of it?
I have no idea what that
It
is.
is and help me out, Mike, because it is sorry.
Well, I'm no expert, but it
Yeah,
is.
I'm not an expert either, and please, for anyone watching at home, which currently is zero, but we are trying to not be super
appropriative, I think.
Yeah, yes, but like it's inspired by the
It's a Japanese New Year festival. Is that right? I mean,
no, it's Japanese festival happening on the 7th month of the 7th year.
oh, that's what it is.
Oh,
okay.
sorry, 7th day of the 7th month. Sorry,
7th day of the month. Okay,
hence
but
why we're starting today.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, that's a thing. It's about this pair of lovers that are separated, and we'll go more into it later on. Agatha might know because it's variation and it's not just Japanese. So Agatha, can you explain more?
Yeah, I thought it was Chinese, but
it's originally Chinese, but we're doing the Japanese version because we're weeaboos.
Yeah, so the legend that I grew up with is that there's this it's such a complicated story. It's like there's this lady who's like a part of the heaven people who they just like have their own life, and then she came down and then she meets this dude who lives in the human realm and they fall in love, but it's like they can't be together because they're not of the same world. So then she has to go back, and then I don't remember what happened, but it was like the version
magpies happened apparently. Apparently there are magpies involved. Like
yeah. So then all these they could be magpies or just different kinds of birds that sing songbirds. They heard about this and they're like, oh, we feel so bad for you guys. Let us help you. So then on this day, which is the 7th, it's like the
7th day of the 7th month.
Yeah,
which depends on each calendars, but
it's by the lunar calendar.
So
yeah, they're like, okay, on this day, we're gonna all fly here and make a bridge for you guys. So then you can walk on us and meet each other every year. And this is the only day. But we got you for this one day. And that's like, and this is like in Taiwan, at least, this is like our Valentine's Day. I mean, now we also celebrate Valentine's Day, the Western one, but this was like the original one.
Yeah, this is a lot of Asian countries have variation on the festival. We just quoted the Japanese one because again we're kind of anime and stuff, but yeah, it originated in China. So, anyways,
in particular, you were inspired by Tanabata by playing Bravely
Second,
right? Yeah.
But that's a big spoiler, so yay.
Oh.
Anyways, moving on.
Sure.
With that out of the way, we can introduce characters since they're pretty. Or sorry, we still need to go through the rest of cats. We took an entire fucking an entire history lesson on, or folklore lesson on concept. AIM. This is PBTA standard draw. I'm going to butcher your name. I'm sorry, but is this?
That's fine.
Are you aware of PBTA and how it works? I know the other players are.
Yes. Yes, I worked in publishing PBTA games in Brazil, so yes.
Okay, good. So it's PBTA. You know what to expect.
Yes.
Tone. It's. We are going to talk about that because whenever I go assume a tone, it goes completely differently. So we are going to talk about tone. Subject matter, though, is I don't expect anything super gruesome or super uncomfortable being here, but we still have the X card. So if anything makes you uncomfortable in an unfun way, do this, type X, press the X button and roll for your party, or say X. And yeah, that should do it. And I was distracted by the chat. I'm sorry.
And that can be for anything from if we use a name that's a trigger for you, if there's a story element that has been that you've just been like playing a lot and you're tired of seeing that, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything drastic. But I think the point is that we respect each other as people first and storytellers second. So
yeah,
that takes precedence, right?
Yeah, and we might ask what might have to be removed, but not why. That said, if like the entire premise doesn't sound fun to you, there's always the open door policy. So
yeah.
All right.
And we'll take like breaks and stuff too. So
yeah. And we'll also take breaks. And sorry, I'm just comments. All right. So let's talk about tone and lines and veils. For those of you who are unfamiliar with lines and veils, lines are lines we don't cross at all, and then veils are I'm okay with this being in the game, but we can skip over that and fast forward to the parts that are less comfortable. More comfortable. Mine. All right, cool. Yeah. So let's begin. Who has lines and veils?
Yeah, so my line, somebody's always got to throw it out there, is sexual assault of any kind. Hopefully, sexual harassment can be filed under line and or veil. I guess we can decide on a case-by-case basis.
On a case-by-case, we can X-card if need be. I think, sexual violence can be lined. Sexual harassment, I'm not sure because we have a vampire eventually. So eventually, but this is not this session. So we we'll play by ear if that's okay with you. All right?
Yeah. And then also violence against kids is my other line.
Yeah, lined. And animals. There's an animal companion in play. How do you guys feel about that?
It's a robot, so don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, it's a robot also. Never mind then.
Only violence against robotic animals but not robotic children. So
not robotic children though.
That's still in my valley, I think. So
all right, cool. Yeah, and robotic children might be a thing. So it depends. This might go a number of places. Like, what is the tone that we want? Like Mike and I were thinking some esoteric bullshit. So we might get really weird at times.
So yeah, I think that's a good question because I definitely don't want the tone to make anyone feel alienated, that like this is too weird and hard to connect to. But at the same time, I know that Battle Between the Worlds is definitely pointed towards pulp in a sense and kind of gonzo goofy action in some way. I mean, it can be, right? So what do you think, Maria? Where do you want to fall in between there? And I'd also be interested in other players, what you think would be more fun.
Yeah, when I ran Battle Between the Worlds for the other series, there was definitely a range of, it depends on a case by case basis. Like the first one was more esoteric-y. The second one, Space Wurm had a business, so like it was basically Space Wurm managing his business. Third one was more pulpy in Mars, and also tentacles were involved. And the last session was like super epic and stuff, so it can go a number of places, really.
Yeah, and I do think it's something we also need to be a bit more mindful of with this system in particular, because sometimes like a more fully fleshed out PBTA game, the tone is more expressed through the moves and the rules. And with Battle Between the Worlds, they really pare it down and make it minimalistic. So there's a lot more leeway, you know, when you don't have like blatant 7 to 9 results for all of your moves, you know?
Oh yeah, and on top of that, it's based on Dungeon World, so that's pretty that's pretty broad to begin with. So, so what do you guys think?
Can you go over like what we should expect, or
Yeah, we can go over your expectations. Or what were you thinking?
I didn't really understand the concept at the beginning.
All right.
Like it's this festival, but in space. Is that the basic idea, or?
The first session will be we'll do the setup and the establishing questions, and we'll flesh out the festival there, because there will be a festival at the beginning. It's just where we go from there is going to be establishing question stuff.
To maybe put a finer point on the genre, we're thinking like sci-fi, right? With also like some mystical trappings and stuff too, right?
Yeah, science fantasy with mysticism, I guess.
Sure.
All right. Cool. All right. So let's, if that's.
Well, if you wouldn't mind, Maria, I would like to maybe hear from Joao and also from Agatha, like your thoughts on tone, and Asher, if you have anything. Are you more interested in something more lighthearted? Are you more interested in something more romantic because of this Tanabata backdrop? Something more occult and odd and dark? What do you think?
I could do both ways. Like I was thinking for my character, I was expecting like to play either something very like serious or like mystic, or something completely gonzo. Anything would be fine for me. But I could go either way.
I'm just looking at these at the Pinterest board that you linked, and I'm just like, whoa. So are we going like anime crazy sci-fi where it's also mystical? Because I'm getting like a really heavy anime vibe, which I'm about, but I kind of
I think that was the main intent, but if you're like, we can go wherever. We'll see where it goes, I guess.
Yeah,
specific.
Yeah, when I picked the Void Rat as my playbook, I mean, I feel like that is already a very tonally specific playbook just from what I was reading. It's like this like cool spliff smoking dude with mirror shades, right? But in space. And also sometimes like goes crazy, I guess. So
also,
I think
what I find really cool about the Void Rat is that they have to become romantic move.
Yeah.
for this which for this setting makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I'm ready to hit on everyone again, I guess. I feel like I've been playing a lot of characters like that recently. So I think tonally I'm ready for it to go really really bonkers in terms of like the way it looks and how out there the kind of like fantasy part of the sci-fi fantasy is. Science fantasy, I guess. Like I'm ready for like just like weird like giant statues of gods floating in space or whatever, you know.
That is cool because we definitely picked some crazy pictures for our 731. So
Nice. Yeah, so I'm down for whatever. I will be bringing the romance and some of that gonzo. So don't worry, guys. But if you guys want to explore other things, I'm cool with that. And I don't think that will go against what Joel, is that how you say your name? I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong.
No, that's good enough. Yeah, we were having a discussion about that earlier. That's fine.
Okay. Okay, if you're sure, because I can change. But I think we can like vibe together too. Like you can still play a serious character, and I don't think I'll break that tone necessarily.
all right, cool.
Asher, thoughts from you?
I like this anime idea and like more of maybe like a comedy type thing if we can hit that, but it might be difficult. I know I was looking at my playbook and it seems more like it's aiming to be a politician type thing, which is kind of interesting. So I'm not sure how that would fit in with like space madness, but we'll see.
Wait, the mutant is a politician? Where do you see this?
The background questions.
Oh, right.
Like, what
right.
did you? Who did you meet
Okay, let's
during your stunt in
hold
politics? That kind of thing.
hold up. No, that's hold up. For those the establishing questions, did you post them, Mike?
No, I think that's built into the playbook.
Oh, like the bond questions. You mean?
Yeah, it's probably good to point out. Battle Between the
Yeah.
Worlds was designed as a focused one-shot for Adventures on Dungeon Planet, which is a hack of Dungeon World. So it kind of comes with like these
Really weird
pre-established
bonds.
questions and bonds. Yeah.
Like, for example, the Space Ranger has something about who does your brother, like, who is the mother of your child? Well, in this setting, no shit. Considering who the Space Ranger is.
Sure.
And also, who does your little brother have a crush on? So, yeah, that kind of bond.
So
and
maybe
it's in a lot. It's a lot of those.
We can talk more about bonds too, maybe after we introduce characters. But I would say don't worry about if it says like anything having to do with your role on the space station. That's part of Battle Between the Worlds opening scenario, which you don't have to worry about. And I think we're going to be adjusting bonds a bit. So the stuff on the Google character sheet is the most relevant business. So keep your eyes on that prize.
All right, cool.
All right.
Sorry about the confusion there.
Any more questions about setting down whatever cats? All right, let's start introducing characters then. Let's start with Mike, I guess, unless you want to go last.
I can go.
All right.
So I think it's good to point out that Maria, you asked if I would play a particular character in mind for this session, and you also had a particular character that you had in mind for playing. So I'm playing Altair, the Space Ranger, and he's kind of like a devilish rogue kind of figure, you know, very, very much in the pulp like arena of like Flash Gordon or something like that, right? Dashing do-gooder, I imagine. I also taking some inspiration like from Star-Lord, so you know, like quips, and so I'm kind of happy to hear about the weird romantic comedy in space anime that we're going to be doing here, because I think that he'll fit right in. And he does have his faithful animal companion, which in this case is a cool robotic eagle named Sadiq.
All right, cool. Let's go from left to right, or yes, that's how left and right works. So, Agatha, tell us about your void rat.
Yes. So Van is the void rat. Yeah, I'm still trying to find. I was busy trying to find pictures, but okay. So Van, that's interesting. Michael, you're playing Altair in that way. So maybe I'll shift mine a little bit because I think that was the way that I was gonna play Van as this like space cowgirl who's like kind of cool and like got her mirror shades. I'm very committed to the mirror shades and goes around being this cool gal and hitting on people. But maybe I'll change that. Maybe she's
Actually, it could be very cool to see like the cowgirl thing because Altair is a cowboy because of the whole story. But I do like the idea of having a female cowgirl and like any interactions with that. So if you want to keep the idea or if you have something else in mind, either way is cool.
Sure. Yeah, I'll probably do that unless I think of something else. And we can discover the character and play. Did we want to like mention briefly the kind of? Okay, well, so it's like the kind of moves that we do or whatever, or is that like for later?
The basic moves are on your character sheet because that's Battle Between the Worlds. Like all of the moves are there.
Okay, yeah. So the Void Rat is a very kind of like instinct driven sort of playbook. So it's like a lot of like, yeah, man, whatever. But then when the instinct takes over, then it's like that's kind of like the point of tension, I guess, where like she could lose control of herself in some way, and so that could happen. Yeah, I think that's it for Van for now. Oh, she wears a spacesuit, which so her mirror shades are like super unnecessary because they're like inside spacesuit, but she insists.
Yes. All right. Zhao, introduce the space wizard then.
Yeah. So Wazaya is a space wizard. He doesn't talk about his past very much. The only thing he mentions is that he had been living for a while in a moon, and he was there because he was banished for tapping into the unknown. He always tells people about these voices he hears, who he calls the whispers from the void, and he says they give him powers. And he's a little bit out there. He's not very good in like constructing things or building things or relationships, but he's very good at destroying them. Yeah.
All right, cool. And Asher, tell us about the mutant.
So I'm playing the mutant Ursul. I imagined. I think I'll go with she, her pronouns. I imagined her as like a mutant with like a leopard gecko. So she has this like kind of translucent lilac skin with like big black spots on it, and then her like legs are very like fatty, like a leopard gecko would keep all their fat in the tail, but she doesn't have a tail. And then she has like a piece of special equipment, which I'll find out in play. And the mutations I chose were acid spit, charmeleon skin, and bioluminescence. So that'll be fun.
All right, cool. Let's go back and do questions. Let's start with. So these are establishing questions that assume a lot. So, Void Rat, you are a demon. However, you have received a command from heaven to find the Sidereal Deneb. Who, my thing get. Who do you think sent this angel and why?
Wait, what?
Like I said, these assume a lot, so you may choose to change some of these. If you like, maybe you aren't a demon, but but this is the establishing question. Like someone asked you to find Deneb. Who do you think they belong to?
Deneb? Oh, I see. Deneb. Who do I think asked me to do this? Is that
Yeah,
what
the question is, who do you think sent this angel and why?
Well, space politics being what it is, I don't know anything about, like, what is the Sidereal Tenet? Like,
Okay, so this is a thing that I explained in the last series, so I'll explain it again for your benefit. Sorry about not establishing this before. So in this universe, there is a god figure in and those are and that god figure is the Polaris. Sidereals are the species that some of them become the Polaris depending on some certain schedules. It's literally a schedule. And some are just there. The current Polaris is Vega. Or at least in this timeline. It's Vega right now. So it could be it could be Vega, it could be any other sidereal, which it's stars basically. So if you have a cool star name, throw it out.
oh, I see. No, I don't have a star name just off the top of my head, but I think it is someone
North.
North?
North. Someone north.
The dip?
The dip.
I think it's Vega's sister. Vega has an older sister. I'm just making this up right now. And has always been very ambitious. And it's kind of like it helps Vega a lot, but it's also a thorn in Vega's side. So I'm like, if someone is like being so extra and like getting me to do this, it's gotta be that sister. Don't know what her name is.
Sorry, I just like the whole so extra. And
Yeah.
sorry, I was unmuted. So, anyways,
Castor.
well, Castor is a name of a star. So, but Castor is usually a male name. Sorry, Starbucks.
Castor also makes me think of castor oil. No offense, but
God.
oh no.
The sheer thought of castor oil just expelled her from the call.
That was too much.
Yeah. That's the hard line.
Yeah. So from what Maria's explained to me, this whole idea with the Polaris, it's kind of like in the sky,
Sorry, I got off. I don't know what happened.
It's okay. I was just explaining how like the North Star actually changes over time.
Oh yes, that is a thing. That is why they're called Polarises.
Like,
because
yeah,
it's
like
star literally
in real life or whatever, right? So that's where some of that inspiration comes from, like different gods throughout time, right? Is that North Star is changing? Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. So
Cool.
that's an answer to a question. Yes. I was asking the Space Wizard. You have foreseen a catastrophic event in the near future. What is it, and how does it tie to Polaris Vega?
Huh. That's a big question. What could it be? I think I saw it as catastrophic, but it's more of a revolution. Really, it might be very intense, and maybe it will harm like lots of people. But it's more of a revolution than just a catastrophe, I think. Any ideas, anyone?
That might just be the events of the plot, but depending on what happens, this was more of a question to figure out what's going to happen. So, follow-up questions. Sorry.
It definitely sounds like the status quo has been in place for like millennia, if like stars
A
are changing.
long ass time, yes.
So I definitely think there could be some sort of revolution in mind, if not out of sheer boredom, right?
All right.
I want 2 stars up there now.
All right. Cool. Thinking. All right. So apart from that, we have the mutant. Mutant. Polaris Vega cursed you on a whim. How did you offend her?
On a whim.
Also, is the curse your mutation or is it something else?
I kind of like the idea that the curse is this equipment that I have, but I'm not sure what that would be.
That's cool.
Yeah, something related to this mission that we're going on. Right, like she gave me this equipment and I have to fulfill this mission with it or something.
That makes sense. So did Van grab you and say, "Hey, we're going on an adventure," and and for some reason you have this weapon or this thing that Vega gave you, and I don't know. We can figure that out.
All right, sounds good.
All right. But also, how did you offend her?
So is this someone you can like talk to? Like, do we talk to these stars?
Well,
or?
you can physically talk to Vega. Like Altair is right there. And then Altair is a playable character, and that's a star. So.
Okay. I think I offended her by like complimenting her sister or something. That's what I'm imagining. Right, there's like some sibling rivalry going on or something, and then I accidentally stepped on.
So yeah, I get the vibe that Vega is really petty, and I'm loving it. All right, so yeah, that could work. And are you guys cool with taking a break now, or do you want to have the first scene now? I don't have a question for Altair, by the way. So,
do you think you need a break to get these threads kind of braided and figured out, or are you ready to keep rolling? What do you think?
I think what I was thinking is talking about them a bit, and also figuring out the festival thing, because that's where our inciting event is. I was asking more for the players if they want a break right now, to a 5-minute break or so.
Maybe wait until the hour.
Okay, cool. All right. So you are in this festival. This is it's not. It's a rather. It's a big festival. It's not. It's important in these parts of the world, or the universe at least, but it's not super. It's not super huge, but you're all here for whatever reason. I would like to know from everyone, what is one detail that represents the traditions of the festival, and I'm also thinking that this festival is a celebration of the new year. So what is your wish for the new year? And I want to know from all of you. If you have some, and that's why and maybe we can have our break to think of those questions if we need them. But and I'll post them in chat so that you have access to them. So yeah, what are you doing what is one detail that represents the traditions of this festival, and what is your wish for the new year? So if you want to start now, or who? Let's start with. All right, Van, you ready?
Yeah, I could either go now or did we? So
we can
don't
go
wanna-
now. We can go. I don't know. I was just asking. So
I can go now.
okay, you can go now. So go now.
Okay, so one of the traditions of this festival is so this is like some like space-ish. Okay, so it's that everyone can buy it's like a mechanical bracelet, and but it's like, you know, it's like that thing that you can like, I don't know if you guys played with this as a kid, but it's like you slap your wrist and then it's like a piece of plastic that like wraps around your hand.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
I
like
know
that.
this.
Yeah, so it's like that, but it's like cool and sci-fi, and so you can like go and like tag people with it, and it's someone that you like are like, oh, I'm kind of interested in you, and they're like different kind of patterns, and they have like light things, like, so when you like hit it on, it just like there's like a burst of like light, or like it, or like birds, you know, it's like, depending on how expensive it is and where you buy it from, they have like different cool things. And so like, yeah, and then like the festival is just filled with like stalls of vendors selling these cool bracelet things, tag bracelets. Yeah,
I don't know if that's what they're called, but I'm calling them that.
sure. Yeah,
so that's what is your wish for the new year?
And my wish for the new year is to get a new or like, let's see, do I have a spaceship? I probably have a spaceship. I don't know. To get get it fully repaired, because it's like a piece of junk right now, and like it barely carries me anywhere. And I think that Ursel, you're with me right now, right? We're doing things together.
Yeah, it seems like you recruited me or something.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Like,
so
you can discuss amongst each other what your background is. Oh, and we
Yeah.
forgot to do bonds, but
Yeah.
we can make that a bond.
yeah,
I
so
think
I'm
that's definitely a bond.
yeah, so like I wanted to like impress you, and so far it's not impressive. So that's my wish.
All right, cool. All right, thank you for putting that there. I don't have to put it on chat, Mike. All right, Mike being helpful and putting stuff in the notes. All right, so character names. Wazaya, what is your a detail that represents the traditions of the festival? If I can talk. And what is your wish for the new year?
Okay, so since this is a New Year festival, like starting a new cycle, I think one thing people do is they'll get rid of things that bring them bad memories from like things that happened in the past year. So if there's like anything sad or that makes you angry or something in this festival, there's some place where you either destroy it or just, I don't know, send it into space and it becomes space junk. I'm not really sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What is, so is that the detail, or is that, and what is the wish?
That's a detail. The wish is Wozaya has this real problem with, like I said in the beginning, like building relationships, but he doesn't really like it. He would prefer to have voices in his ears that are not these voices he keeps listening. So he's trying to find like real connections with people for the new year.
All right, let me. All right, and Ursel, what is the detail that represents the traditions of this festival, and what is your wish for the new year?
so I think a detail is that they celebrate different elements, but because this is space, we have different elements. So like one would be like actual space, so they like take a void and bring it down instead of like water or something, and then maybe they have like a type of liquid that they can set on fire,
Right.
and then put those together, so like you have the void putting out the fire.
Right.
Yeah, and then what I wish for the new year is just finding a place that I belong.
A place that you
As-
belong.
As a mutant, I don't think mutants have like one place, you know? So I'm like part different things. Like maybe there's a planet of reptile people, but I'm not quite that because I mutated. So I'm like used to normal life, but
All right.
yeah.
Altair. What is what are uh what is one detail that represents the traditions of this festival, and what is your wish for the new year?
I think that there is a special dish that is only made, two special dishes that are only made at this time of year, and one of them is very, very spicy, like extra spicy, like intentionally, and one is like sweet and creamy and cool. So like young people will like eat the spicy food and then run around like screaming basically, and if someone fancies them, then they offer them some of the like sweet creamy cool dessert to cool it down, and that's kind of like how you know they're into you. So if you run up and your head's on fire and you tell somebody, asking for somebody for relief, and they're like, no thanks, then that's how you know. um and my wish for the new year, because we're going to be dramatic, I want to end the tyranny of the Polaris. For sure. Let's do it.
Wait, you're gonna end the tyranny of your own waifu?
Yeah, think big.
All right,
Let's do it.
cool.
Let's make this prophecy come true.
Uh, all right, cool. Uh, sure.
Maybe then we can be together.
Maybe. Okay, good. I was wondering where that came in. All right. So I think we can take a break now because now I have a lot of things to think about. So let's take a 5-minute break.
All right.
All right, is everyone here? All right. I also found out a name for Vega Sisters if we need one. Unless we are going with the one posted before. Hold up. Sasha, are you okay with me picking a name for the sister?
You can.
All right. Because
I
I've
think-
tried. Sorry.
I suggested a name, Hobe, but that would be funny to say.
Also, that's from a video game.
That's true.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Sorry. All right. And I just looked for a name in the same of a star in the same constellation. So.
That works.
Okay. So, let's wait for Agatha.
You can be a real astronomer and call it Vega Alpha and Vega Beta.
No, well, it's Lyra actually. Alpha Lyrae and Beta Lyrae, or something. I don't know.
All right.
How's everyone doing? Otherwise,
Feeling good. I'm checking out this game now and seeing like if my laptop can support it. It's cool.
it's from the same makers as Bastion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard Bastion was cool, and I started playing it, and yeah. Anyways, we're back. So, so Van, and Ursul, tell us what you're doing, like right now in the festival. What led you here?
I mean, there's no way that I would miss the festival. Does this one have a specific name?
You can name it.
You want to name it, Asher?
I don't know.
Could just be called like the Magpie Festival or something.
Sure, Magpie Festival, hosted by Magpie.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like maybe we were supposed to, like our schedule's like we need to go somewhere else already, and I was like, no. We got to go. And like as soon as we get off, I'm like, let's go buy some tag bracelets. And then I'm like telling you about like, yeah, okay, trust me, I've been here like every single year. I know what's the best stall and which ones you shouldn't go to, because those tag bracelets, they're already broken, so you don't want to get those, and so on and so forth. So like
sorry, continue.
Oh.
I thought you were done with your narration.
Oh, so what tag bracelet are you looking at?
I think I want like an orange one. I don't know. But like, are they different colors or have different things on them?
Oh yeah, they can be whatever.
All right. Yeah, I think I definitely want like a Vega one then, right? Like in the shape of constellation.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
but I think I'm mostly here because there are other people here, right? So like meeting other people and maybe finding other people for our group to go on this mission.
Oh yeah, mission. Yes.
We'll do it a lot faster if we have more people, right?
Yep. Okay, let's go look at the other stall. Let's get some food and so on and so forth.
All right, the spicy food. Yes. Wazaya, what are you doing in this festival? Since you are not a people person, how the hell did you get here?
I'm not really sure. Let's say this was just a safe planet to be at this. Like I was traveling, and I happened to be here, and partly there's this secret desire for connections. So I'm here, like still being a weirdo, like staying like in the corners watching people, but I'm expecting to find, I don't know, meaningful connections through this weird behavior, I guess.
All right.
And also, it's a festival. There's food. Yeah.
There's food. You get some of the spicy food.
Yeah, Wazaya is a weirdo, but he still has to eat and like drink and have fun. So.
You get some of the spicy food.
Yeah.
Give me a consult your knowledge to see if you know what the food means.
Oh.
And to avoid the spicy one.
So that's a 6.
That is a 6. So you get the spicy one, and now your mouth feels like it's on fire, and you're now and now you're running around the festival. Before we get to the consequence of that, which is other than running around the festival like crazy, Altair, what are you doing?
So I'm looking for somebody, right?
Yes.
Should we like maybe explain that further? Who I'm looking for?
Yeah, to clarify, you're basically looking for the same person as Van. Van is in BRB mode, so we should. Oh wait, she's back. All right.
Sorry.
So yeah, Altair is also looking for Deneb. So.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Can you elaborate on whether you received an update that tracked them here, or let you here, or what? What is your deal?
My deal or Van's deal?
Altair's deal, since we saw Van just go for the festival for the sake of the festival. So
yeah. So did you have? Can you maybe tell us a little bit more about Deneb in particular, so that that might help me explain why I came here looking for her
or them? I'm not sure yet. The gender.
We'll go with them for now until.
As far as I was hoping that you would help establish that, and that way I would have a better idea of what to do next session.
I can do that for sure.
Yeah.
So Deneb, she's another one of these star people, just like me. Out of rotation for a while, I'm sure. I think that also, like Wazaya, she has this desire to start to make connections. I think that she's I'm not sure what the motivation is behind that yet, but I know that she is trying to make some connections, maybe to gather up a group of people who are loyal to her, something along those lines, or maybe she's just lonely. But I know that she's looking for people, and where else better to find people than at the Magpie Festival, and on the Day of Lovers, right? So, And I think much like Van, it's kind of hard to turn down such a fun festival. So mixing business with pleasure.
All right, cool. Ursel, mm, you see this weirdo eat spicy food, and he's now burning up. Winning Wazaya is is now running around, and Ursel spots him. What do you do? Asher?
Oh, I think I'll like start heading over that way. Maybe, maybe just like hang around him and like see what's going on without like making first contact.
Van, what do you do?
Ursel, where you going?
There's some people over here we should go meet.
You mean that guy that looks like he's dying?
Well, maybe. That's just the food. I'm sure he's fine.
Okay, so wait. What was that?
Oh,
What
sorry.
Oh, what do you look like, Wazaya? Like, how are you dressed?
So Wazaya is like when I thought about this character, I thought like he's a space wizard, but I was thinking Gonzo, so he really looks like a fantasy wizard. So he has like this cloak and big big horns coming out of, but he's hooded, so you don't know if the horns like come from out of his head, or he has a circlet or something. And yeah, basically that's basically it. Like the cloak keeps like flying around. Sometimes there's like sparks around him, like because he's a wizard. That's basically it.
He's
Okay,
a
so-
wizard, and his mouth is currently on fire, kind of.
Okay, so Mans looks fancy. I get it.
Definitely not drawing attention.
Well, I like pat you on the back. I'm like, yeah, go for it. I got your back.
Walk away.
And I like thrust a whatever that cooling yogurty type thing into your hand. I'm like, see, I'm prepared already. I got you.
All right.
I'll give you a light push.
I'll take the yogurt over to him. Like, put it. Here you go. I thought you could use some help.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I like pat some like passerby. I'm like, look at this. Oh my gosh. First thing you see at the Magpie Festival.
By the way, you pat Altair on the back. You don't know it's Altair, by the way. It's just
Yeah, we don't know each other, right?
Yeah, you don't know each other except Ursula and yourself. So I'm guessing we can do bonds at the end of session or next session if need be.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm patting you.
Yeah.
The Vaughn's the only one with a romantic move.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Sorry, what happened?
Oh, I'm patting Altair on the back. being
Yeah,
like,
so
do you see this beautiful romance blossoming before our eyes at the
Oh,
Magpie Festival?
young lovers. Is there anything quite like it? Well, actually, I'm not sure I have seen anything quite like either of those two.
Nope. It's one of a kind.
all right. So yeah, Mosiah, Ursula gives you the yogurt and you're fine. After you take after you eat it, you're not. I with that knowledge check, I don't think you know what any of this is implied. Ursula, I'm not sure if you know either. Because you seem to be new to this as well. So, is that cool with you? Asher?
Could I roll?
Yeah,
To
you can
see-
roll. You can roll to figure it out.
Would this be like an assess or consult
Uh,
knowledge?
I think it could be. You can justify either. I would go for assess since in the fiction you seem to be new to the festival. Does that make sense?
But that would be if I'm using my senses.
I mean, you cannot, but like if you can use your senses as in like how people are reacting.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
That's
you can also use your consult your knowledge if you want. Whichever one works.
Oops.
Just let me know which one you're
That
using.
was for D10, not D6.
Yeah, no, that is not. No, those are D8s actually.
Okay, I was trying to do the pips, but I got all
Yeah,
confused.
it's the other side.
Okay. I got 5 plus 1, 6.
And that was on assess?
Yeah.
All right. Everything's perfectly normal.
Great.
They're giving you but actually the people are giving you weird looks. Like you see that. Okay, let me start over. So the wizard is fine, or the wizard looking fellow is fine. You give him the yogurt. Everyone else is like except Van and the person next to Van who you don't recognize. At least Ursula doesn't. Uzaya, tell me a time where you've seen this man before.
Altair? Yeah, so I actually I have never seen this man in person, but I've seen him in my visions. I think I know there's something great is going to happen with him. I don't know exactly what, because my visions are always very confused and chaotic. So.
All right, cool. What do you do now that you see this man and your mouth is no longer on fire?
Oh, first I'll turn to Ursula, and I'll like very awkwardly, like I always will, just like look at Ursula in the eyes and say like mutter thank you, but very like weirdly. And then I'll immediately start looking over her shoulder and start staring at Altair, but without saying anything, just staring, like trying to understand, like match this person to my vision and see if I can figure something else out. But it's very awkward. I'm just staring at this person.
I know a call for help when I see one. So I'll kind of waltz over and it's like, I contact this guy. He's obviously telling me that he needs some help in this situation. So I kind of stand to the side of the two of you and I say, am I picking up on some sort of vibe here between the two of you? Are sparks flying? What are you feeling right now?
I think I'll like point to his like actual sparks coming off of him, right? Like totally, sparks are definitely flying, but maybe not that kind.
So I'll pull out a couple of these slap bracelets, right? And I'll slap one on each of you, right? And like say, you can work this out, I'm sure. This is a moment right here.
All right. I think now I have like 2 slap bracelets and I push them both against. What was that?
No, I was just laughing.
All right. So Van, what do you miss?
Yeah, what I miss? I just like wandered away to get some
So
to get some like onion rings.
Oh, okay. Onion rings are good. Wazaya recognized Altair from his visions. So and then Altair came up, walked over to Ursula and Wazaya and asked about sparks flying. Ursula pointed at the literal sparks, and now she has to tag bracelets. So Wazaya has one.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Ursula, you gave your tag bracelet to Wazaya? Is that what happened?
Oh,
No.
Altair gave both of us tag bracelets.
Oh.
Then I tagged
Because-
with both of them. With both the ones I had.
Oh. That's not how it works.
Maybe it is. Maybe we want some mélange à trois.
Hey guys, want some space onions?
Are they spicy?
I think so. Everything in this festival is spicy. Don't worry, I got more yogurt.
You know, you all look like a quite perceptive bunch of folks. Well, I have you here. I like have like a probably have some sort of like holographic wrist computer thing, right? And I'll like shoot up a little projection of like Deneb, like a wanted poster sort of thing. It's like, have you seen this fine lady around this festival by any chance?
Fan, you recognize it, but not from the festival. As Ursula, I think you would recognize it as well, since Van kind of co-opted you over, or you co-opted her. What's that? You definitely know who this is.
What do I know about this person?
They are a vampire of sorts. They are also a sidereal, and they are currently in hiding. You're not quite sure where, but they're currently in hiding.
I'll just ask Altair then, why are you looking for this person?
Oh, she's an old friend of mine. Just haven't heard from her in a while. Just trying to track her down, make sure she's doing okay. You know, old friend.
I see.
I'm not being truthful with you here. I think I've been hired to track her down by Polaris Vega, right? So
Well, not by Polaris, by the people upholding the system.
right, because that's right,
Because Vega is someone else.
I like yeah. So I'm in love with Vega, but the other Sidereals won't let me
Yeah.
talk to her. So I have to do this mission to get access to her,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So that's what's going on behind my curtain.
All right. So, the other two, how do you react? Or Ursula?
I'm still trying to figure out what my mission is. I
Your
thought I
mission-
could involve Deneb too.
Yeah, I think your mission is also to find Deneb. You're not quite sure why, but
All right, then I have to come up with some specialized piece of equipment to do that. That would be interesting.
something related to star vampires, yes.
Yeah, some kind of cross or blood or.
Cross would be very interesting because Deneb is part of the Northern Cross. Hint, hint.
Ooh, okay. Now I'm trying to think if I should out myself as someone trying to find her too. Then.
Oh, that's cool. I'm also looking for her. We're looking for her.
Yeah,
And I like sling my arm around her shoulder.
All right.
Wow, an auspicious day indeed.
Yeah.
This person's pretty wanted.
Super coincidental.
Are you friends?
No. They're my ex.
Oh, okay.
But like just temporarily. So
as these things always are, I'm sure.
yeah, it's like a family thing. They don't like me. I don't know why. But you know.
Wow. Well, friend of a friend. That practically makes us allies here. Excellent. Well,
Yeah. How do you know them? I don't remember them telling me about you.
did you ever go to you went to that one party with Castor, right? Wasn't that right? Didn't I see you there? Chaster? Bradster?
Is Castor the sister? Are we establishing?
No, Castor is not the sister.
I'm just like bullshitting names, I think.
Oh, I see. Oh, no.
Well,
Hmm.
she's a popular gal. What can I say? I'm sure you know. That did not sound very polite.
Yeah, you're their friend, is what you said.
Yeah, right. And you're an ex. And I hope it was an amiable separation.
Look, I don't want to go into it. There was a lot of tears. Okay.
Oh,
Not that I'm saying I'm a crier, but I'm just saying there was a lot of tears.
I looked
So I
at
don't want to talk
Orsul
about
like,
it.
is she a crier? Orsul. Well,
I think my specialized piece of equipment is like a tricorder that's like in the shape of a cross. So I can be like, oh,
okay.
she's definitely not around here.
Oh, well, now that's fancy. But I'm getting ahead of myself. How rude. I am Altair. I wander the star lanes, you know. I maybe like have like a short paragraph of like all the cool things I've done, which I won't subject you all to, but imagine it in your head, right?
Okay. I'm gonna roll a space joint while you say that and
Space joint.
start passing it. Oh, I'll pass it to Ozaya, since you're still here, right?
Yeah, I was just very quiet.
Yeah, I'll pass it to you.
Alright.
So is this like a blunt but made from void red stuff?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like my special recipe. Haha. First one's free. Just kidding. Do you take it?
Yeah, I guess that's totally a thing a space wizard would take.
Yes, space wizards get high, yes.
Yeah.
You don't have to take it. No pressure. But
No,
take
yeah. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
And
This is your 1st time?
Oh, definitely not.
Okay.
Maybe the first time I see one as fine as this, but not the first. And then I'll take a little bit, see how I feel. Like, because I guess like since this is like I'm guessing like every space rat has a different special recipe.
Yeah,
like
probably.
Mix. So yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see what this feels like.
And do you pass it on to someone else?
Yeah, I'll pass it to Orsul.
All right,
Right
let's take a
away.
hit. Be like, what was it like?
Yeah, what
So you had
does...
it first.
Oh, are you asking Ozaya or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since he passed it to
okay.
me.
Yeah, I'll say it starts very gently, but you feel your head going places after just a moment. Trust me, and then I'll give like a kind of a weird, like tentative, wise man's look, like a wizard should have, but he doesn't. So like just pass.
All right, yeah. So I'll take a hit and pass it to Altair.
Well, when in Alpha Beta 2, you know. Yeah, so I'll share out toke on the space blunt with y'all in the weirdest smoke circle ever. So, I'll kind of cough a little bit and pass it on over back to you, Van. And I look at Waziah and I say, you look like a very well-traveled sort of fellow. What brings you to this neck of the woods?
Let's see. I heard great things would happen here, and I wanted to be around. I want to see and influence what's going to happen in here.
I dig it, brother.
Yeah, we're all high now, so I guess.
Right. Yeah, so I think I'll go for a pat on the shoulder, right, and say I think that this is something, I don't know, fated, right? You falling in love with this fine specimen here, obviously, and old friends reuniting over a lost loved one. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'll put my hand on. Waziah will put his hand on Altair's shoulder and say, "This is definitely fate, my friend." And then give that like awkward laugh, like little like high weird laugh, like.
Yeah,
very great.
I might do that for real on accident. Yeah.
Suddenly you hear, "Make way for the Sidereal Lord Aldebaran." You reckon?
Act cool, everybody.
And Altair, tell me why you other than he's part of the Sidereal Council that keeps you apart from Vega, why do you particularly hate Aldebaran?
So,
and I will go to the handout.
I think that I particularly hate Aldebaran. Is it okay for me to establish that he is the next in line for the Polaris switch off? Does that interfere with the calendar?
I mean, you can say that. If we want to shift a little bit from the timeline, then I was thinking that they're separate from the calendar and that they organize the calendar. So
okay, so he organized the calendar
or helped organize the calendar.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what I was thinking was that he has some plans for the next regime, so to speak, right? That are very oppressive and really wants to oppress all of the mortals that are in the universe, right? And put the Polaris even up higher. So I think I just don't like his politics.
Cool. That works. Let me put on chat. And hold up. And I posted a pic on the chat for the image board.
So this dude coming through, is he gigantic?
Yeah,
scale?
you definitely see him and he's freaking huge.
Oh, Aldebaran. Oh, such a bummer.
All right. Cool. How are the rest of you reacting? You're not quite you're none of you particularly know him directly. Maybe Waziah from his dreams, but not
Oh.
but not the rest of you.
Oh, that sounds fancy, folks. I pull Orsul, like, or I don't pull you. I just like kind of gestured you to like come with me so we can go to the back of the crowd. You don't want to get involved with this, man.
Yeah,
It's not
no.
good.
Trust authority figures so much.
Yeah,
I
fuck
haven't
'em.
been good to mutants very often.
Yeah, that's rough. And then we're just like slowly wading through the crowd to the very back, so like we're as not noticeable as possible. And maybe I'll like I'll pull was I along as well, if, and you can like not let me, but it's like pulling one of your sparking sleeves.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
All right. And Altair, what are you doing?
I think I'm in like poor decision making mode right now, right? So I think I'm like just like rudely standing in the middle of the road, like shoulder like half turned away from the procession, just like basically not clearing the way, right?
All right. So the rest of you see this, and Aldebaran is there, and the procession stops, like right there, because Altair is not clearing the way.
What is that idiot doing?
Oh, sorry. Am I in your way?
Oh my god! Yes, the one person with a hide is not actually hiding. All right, and Aldebaran says, "Altair, you are once again a brazen fool for being here."
Yeah, why is that?
He raises his hammer. You may be in the favor of the Polaris, but do not. But she is not here to save you. And he's about to hit you with a big fucking hammer. What do you do?
Can I also do something? Unless you want to do
Yes.
something right away.
I'll let you definitely do something.
Okay, I'm gonna throw my tag bracelet so so it tags his arm. Their arm. Aldebaran.
Oh, Aldebaran?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That is definitely something dangerous.
Yeah, and I'm doing that to make a social connection, question mark.
We're just way to make a social connection using that. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it makes the most sense out of all three of those options. So yes, roll plus urban.
Okay, I'll do that. Give me 1 sec while I roll. Oh man. What color was I? Oh, green. Okay. This is 6, and what is my urban? Oh, okay, so that's an 8.
Oh, hey, our first not miss of the session.
Did it?
Yay. So there are complications and consequences. Yeah.
That makes sense.
It makes sense that Aldebaran now notices you. Altair, what?
But can I describe the tag bracelet?
Yeah, you can describe the tag bracelet.
So it's like
process.
Yeah, so it's like I chuck it, and then like maybe there are guards around Aldebaran, and they all like are like, oh! But it goes too fast, and then it like hits him. It's he him, right? It's not they them, or is it they them? Okay, it hits his arm, and then like it looks like oh, what does it look like? Okay, so just like a bright light, and then it looks like there are wings that like sprout behind him, and then there's like feathers all over, and then it's like, oh wow, so pretty, and just like this like bright, like soft light, and then the feathers settle down, and then like the wings disappear, and I'm there, just.
Yeah, I think You draw the attention away from Aldebaran, and that kind of stops the attack. Ursel and Wazaya, what are you doing? Not once you see Van stepping in. So let's start with Ursel. Yeah.
I have no idea. Because I was following Van, but she got herself involved in this, so now I'm not sure what to do. Like whether I should go over there or go back further. So I think I'm just standing there, not sure what to do.
All right. Well, also justified because you just smoked a blunt, so.
Oh my gosh.
Bad decisions are made because everyone was high.
Like hey, cutie.
This whole adventure started because everyone was high. Yes, amazing. Wazaya, what are you doing?
Well, I think Altair needs help. He doesn't seem to have a gigantic hammer with him, or a gigantic shield or anything like that. And Wazaya doesn't know how to solve many things in a very reasonable way, so he's just going to try to do something really stupid. He wants to draw attention from, like, he just wants to make this situation a lot more chaotic so that maybe with his new friend's help, he can help plan escape route or something. So yes, according to my friends are suggesting me to summon a monster, so that's what I'm doing.
All right, roll plus void magic.
There we go.
So go to the. That looks like a.
That's a 10.
Yes, that is a 10. So it fulfills its purpose and leaves, and it's perfect for the job. So describe the monster.
So I get to tell one thing the monster is and one thing the monster isn't, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the monster is this mass of weird shimmering bubbles that kind of flies in the air and is very weird. And my intention with it is just like for it to be act as a decoy, so I can grab Altair and we can run. Because I think, like, even though I think I'm super powerful, I think this huge guy with a giant hammer is like more powerful.
All right.
And I think this monster isn't is like he's not very controlled, so he's going to do some damage around.
All right, that's pretty cool. It's gonna do that. So it's gonna cause some chaos around the festival. And I guess Altair, you see, was I running towards you? Do you let him grab you?
He looks pretty determined. I think I'll let this one play out.
All right, so he grabs you and I guess drags you into the crowd, or where do you want to drag him?
Yeah, I just want to make sure we disappear from this situation, because I guess like there's going to be guards and like whoever was protecting Aldebaran. So yeah, so we're just gonna like run into the like. But we're gonna run into. I think we're gonna run into towards Van, because she seems to know what she's doing.
All right, Van, you seem to know what you're doing. Where do you lead them, everyone?
Okay, so before I leave, I turn around to face away from Aldebaran, but then I look over my shoulder, tossing my hair as I do so, and I like wink at him. Then I disappear into the crowd. We all go to my just super sad rundown spaceship. Piece of junk spaceship. Yep. That's where we are.
All right, so you're in this shitty spaceship, And do you have any coordinates you want to go to, Van or Ben or?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Altair. You got somewhere you want to go?
Whoa! First of all, I just want to point out you have a very interesting taste.
Thank you.
Vampires, bureaucrats. Yeah, that's
Ran down spaceships.
Look, bro, one love, okay? I didn't invite you onto my spaceship for you to judge me. You got coordinates or what?
All right. Because you shared a Void Rat spliff with me, and I know from Void Rat culture that that's a very meaningful thing.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that it's my responsibility now to be completely transparent with you. Deneb is no friend of mine. She's just a target.
Oh.
Assholes, Aldebaran and his ilk, have something important of mine. And they won't let me have it until I do their dirty work.
Oh. Is
So
that why you were being an idiot over there just now?
Well, look, it's been a while since I've, my resistance has been low. I haven't really, for work stuff, I just have kind of been taking a break from partying. You know what I mean?
No, I got you.
So.
I'm not judging. I was just asking an honest question.
But I suppose my true feelings were, in a sense, distilled in that moment. I really, I don't have goodwill towards the Sidereals.
Yeah, I'll say. Well, I guess since we're being honest here, I mean, okay, well, let's say that maybe Deneb isn't exactly my ex.
Okay.
Yeah, like we slept together before, but like we're not exes. But I gotta find them.
Well, I don't quite know what the Sidereals plan to do with her. I mean, they're immortal, so to speak. I don't think it could be that bad, but I know they're not a nice bunch.
Oh,
I think they're a Sidereal as well. Technically.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
I don't
like technically like
that,
Altair.
I'm being somewhat honest here. But because I know at least that they live for like millennia, so that they can be on this like calendar, right? I just want to know if you want to help me find her.
yeah, sure. Why not? You got coordinates?
I mean, are you prepared for what her fate may be?
We'll figure it out as we go. If the spaceship is enough to take us there.
And this is your co-pilot, I imagine, Orisul?
Yeah.
You could say that.
It's just like like how like people in the olden days they used to use GPS. It's like that.
Oh. Well, Wazaya, it was great to meet you, and we're gonna go on a mission now. So, best of luck in the new year, of course. And like, I'm like verbally like ushering you out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll Wazaya will look at all of them and say, I know it probably didn't cause just good impressions. That's not my strong suit. And I have something to say that will not improve your perception of me, but I wanted to tell you I hear voices.
Well, that's wonderful, and I hope you certainly find help with that. Everyone needs help from time to time, but...
But I have seen all of you in my visions. That's a lie. I've only seen Altair, but I'm trying to like make it.
Yeah, so I'll like stop like pushing you out of the cargo hold or whatever, right? Like, oh,
I think there's something big going on here, and I think you have a very important role to play. And
you're
as
pushing
far as
all
I
of
understand,
Altair's buttons right there.
as far as I understand, you're playing on the side I would like to see winning this conflict.
Look, man, I wasn't gonna kick you off. Ursula got her first boyfriend. I'm not gonna get in the way of this young love. You can stay, whatever. We got space in the closet. It's a broom closet over there. Sorry, that's all that's left. Or you guys can share space. I'm not gonna peek. Don't worry. Yeah, this like Destiny thing, whatever. Y'all can do what you want. I got a job to do, but does anyone know how to fix a spaceship?
First, you have to figure out what's wrong with the spaceship.
Oh, it's just a piece of crap. That's all. I mean, look at it.
Okay.
And there's like weird leaking going on. It's just like gross.
I think that's called cleaning. In the spaceship.
Girl, this is why I like you. All right, you can clean. I believe in you. I'll be in the back, and then I go into like roll another joint.
All right.
All right. So
I'll,
I guess
I'll start going through the stuff in the spaceship. See what she's got.
well, apart from random shit, I'm guessing you put in some random coordinates out of here so Aldebaran doesn't chase you down.
Good plan.
All right.
Wazaya, where do your visions lead us? I look at the like star map and like like whereas otherwise it'd be like this beautiful like blue disc or something like hologram. This is like some crummy like flickering like photo projector or something, right?
Do I have any idea?
Tell us a place and we'll go there.
All right. So yeah, so I'll point to some coordinates in there and say this is where the whispers tell us to go. Even if it's not right, like I know we need to get I know we need to get out of here because we can't stay in this planet. So I'm just like, yeah.
Man, this I turn to you, Ursula, like, you know, this guy really knows what he's doing, doesn't he?
I mean, we do too.
Are you like cleaning very proficiently or something?
All right.
I'll go and say, as I said, we all have a role in this mission, and they don't look at Ursula cleaning the ship, and at Van rolling a joint.
Our role just doesn't involve magic.
All right. So you fly through space into this planet. It's rather when you arrive at a rather rocky area. It's also very stormy. Yeah. Like the entire planet is in the middle of a I'm not even sure if this works in terms of space, but it's in the middle of a nebula, so it's very stormy all the time, everywhere. So, space fantasy, space physics. But yeah, you arrive at this uh at this weird rocky planet, and it is, if your spaceship is fucked up right now, it's probably gonna be more fucked up when you leave. Uh, so I would like to know how how was the trip from each of you? Let's start with Van.
Okay, well, it's very crowded. A little more crowded than I thought it was going to be when I invited everyone to stay. But, you know, it's like, it's kind of weird because I keep trying to get. I thought that Orso and Wazayo would like have the thing going on, so then I kept on trying to give them space, but every time I give them space, they like don't, you know, they don't take me up on me giving them space, and they just go and do their own things, and I don't get it. Don't get it.
Right.
So it you know, it's alright, but
Alright.
I don't understand why they don't understand romance. And I keep trying to explain to Orzo that this is how you do it, but she's not listening to me.
Arsul, how's the trip?
Were you asking me? You kind of broke up.
Yeah, sorry, Arsul, what I did ask you, yes.
All right. I think I am usually the navigator, but it's weird because Ozia was like deciding where to go, so I feel a little like stepped on, right? But I still do my best, looking at the maps, and maybe I get there faster than we thought we could, right? Just to prove that I'm still a great navigator.
Right. Wazaya, how was the trip?
I didn't really know where we were going. I was so I was kind of worried, but once again, I think the whispers sent me towards the right direction. So I was just observing people, and I noticed there's this weird, there are these weird reactions and looks from Van to me whenever I'm around Orzo. I don't really get what's going on. Like I just think it's weird. I wish they would both be more direct and just tell me what's going on. But yeah, so that's basically it. So he was just tripping on these like social cues he doesn't really understand.
All right. And Altair, what's the trip like? Also, is your bird here?
I think that's probably a fun moment when like I open my coat and like this metal bird like unfolds its wings and starts flapping around the already like crowded cockpit, right? That sort of like montage. I think there's just like little quick like scenes of like the bird like annoying people in different ways, right? But you know, like I keep seeing Van trying to give these two space, but they're like opposite magnets. It's not right. So I can tell that my friend Wazai is like a little bit scared to like address the situation directly. If he would just be direct, you know, it would solve all these problems. So I'm going to help him out, and I'm going to go over to Orasul, and I'm gonna like try to learn more about you so I can pass the information along. So I'm like, where are you from?
Asher, that was to you.
I think I'm asking because you look a little bit different. I think so. This might be a bit of a misguided line of questioning, but that's that's Altair's ish. So yeah, I'm like, I think like my bird is like in your personal space maybe a little bit, but I'm learning more about you. Where are you from?
Just the human colony on Venus. Nothing too wild. How about yourself?
I kind of look you up and down. But I'm like, oh, me. I'm from. Well, the whatever the constellation that that this.
Aquila.
Yeah, I'm from that particular neck of the woods. Human colony on Venus. Oh, okay. Well, if you don't mind me saying, I think you have a very unique look.
I see. Well, I wasn't born like this. It was an accident.
Oh. Well, I'd call it a happy accident.
It did turn out pretty well. I'll give you that.
So, like, I look to Wazaya and like I'm looking to see like, oh no, are we getting too like familiar here? I don't want him to think I'm stepping on his toes or whatever, right?
When you turn around, you see me standing there, maybe somewhere by Wazaya, with my arms crossed, and then I lower my mirrored shades to like look at you over them.
Oh, I just remembered. Van had asked if I would clean the grease out of the flux capacitor. I'd love to learn more another time. And then like squawk, from the bird or whatever, right? I kind of scramble away. So that was my trip.
So that was your trip.
Right.
You're about this stormy, shitty ass planet. You might wonder who the hell would live here, or why would you be going here to begin with. So you can have that in conversation if you want, but if you don't, let's get right to the action. Do you or can we skip?
The voices told us go here. I'm sure they know what's going on.
So you're all confident that that this is the right place. So, who's piloting again? Van?
Yeah, I think Van's piloting because it's her ship, and then I'm co-piloting.
All right.
No, I think you're the one that's piloting. I just like gave you the task because you seem, I don't know, you seem like you want to do it, and I love getting out of doing work.
All right, so Van's piloting.
Van's piloting. Okay, so give me a do something dangerous to land safely.
So I would probably be using technology, right?
Yeah, since it is a ship.
I roll with human. I got a 5. Great.
Yay, this is amazing. You crashed the ship on the planet and it is totaled. And you are in the middle of this massive nebulous storm on this rock.
But we got here fast.
But we got there fast. So yes. That is the good news. So yeah, Van, Ursel wrecked your ship and the landing. How do you react to that?
I mean, it was excuse me, it was already a wreck, so I don't blame her. I trust her. I'm not attached to this ship, is what I got. Honestly, if I can steal another ship, I'd do it in a heartbeat. So now I got my eyes peeled. But like when I turned to Orso, I'm like, okay, you wrecked this ship, we gotta steal another one, okay? This the law of the land, of the space.
Love the space, yes. So yeah, I'm guess what is your plan of action now that you're on this planet and the voices told you you're supposed to go here, but it's a shithole.
I think I'm gonna look to Ozza.
Wazaya?
Oh yeah.
Ozaya,
Also-
yeah.
Yeah.
So Wazaya, what did the voices tell you?
Let me explain you how these whole voices thing work. They are a force, a manifestation of chaos. So what I actually do is I just, like, when I tap into the voices knowledge, I just do something random, and they will send me to the right place. But they don't send me a memo telling me, oh yeah, go to this place, do this and that, like a to-do list. This is chaos at work. I guess we'll have to find out.
Orso, no offense, but I don't feel like your boyfriend's very reliable.
Look, I'm all down for a little bit of chaos. Things have been the same for way too long now. I'm ready for a change.
Yeah, he got us away from the king at least, right? Good
Man.
escape plan.
When people are in love, it's so frustrating. Yeah, let's do it. Yep. Even I peeled for another ship, won't you? All of you.
Do we have like escape ships or something we can use?
I think not, since the ship was described as a piece of shit.
Okay.
Alright. So you're wandering this stormy, very fucked up place. Yeah, there's an inflatable raft, but I don't think that can take you to space. Alright. So as you wander this rocky shithole again, what you're walking down the path, and one of you, I'm gonna say Van, since you have the eyes, you're the one actually looking for a ship. You notice that there is a ship in the distance. What do you do?
Oh, what's the size of it? What
It's
does it
rather
look like?
big.
Oh.
Well, it's not huge. It's like good enough for like for your size of girl.
Oh.
Pretty good.
I was this close to calling you crazy, was I?
Yeah, you spent like 3 days walking in the storm. I don't even know how you survived. All right. So I'm guessing you walk towards the ship.
Guys, I think we found our new home.
All right.
Does it
So
look like the ship's moving?
no, it's just stationary, which might be an issue considering it's the middle of a storm, and if it's that stationary, then might be not what it seems.
I would like to assess the situation before we dive right in.
Go ahead and assess the situation with your -1.
So, oh boy. The question I want to know is this ship currently occupied? That's what I want to know.
All right. Should we clear the table? Or
can.
oh,
I mean, I just
never
rolled
mind.
2, so might as well. Maybe we should clear it now and I'll roll again.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
So yeah, On a 6 or less, the GM tells you something interesting and introduces a complication. Yes, it's occupied. There's a bunch of. It's occupied, but not by humanoid creatures, if that makes sense. It's more occupied by what in fantasy settings you would consider monsters. So you pretty much have to fight to get in.
Maybe these are the voices.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'm gonna try to sneak in, and I'm gonna take Wazaya with me. Because if things go south, I'm assuming Wazaya will summon up some things and or explode some things, maybe.
Yeah, those are the only things I know.
Yes.
Perfect.
Right. So do you have a sneaking in move?
Yes, I do.
What is your sneaking in move? Infiltrate.
Yeah.
Roll urban.
Okay.
So your partner gets into some crazy stuff, huh? She's sneaking onto a ship.
8.
Yeah, I got an 8.
What do you normally do in a situation like this?
I'm not normally in a situation like this. This was a quest given to me by the stars.
Fair enough. Well, while they're sneaking in there, what do you propose we do?
I think we need to figure out what to do next. How do we... Right, we're trying to get Deneb. I don't think we're going to find her out in the middle of the void.
Thinking ahead. You're a very clever one.
Alright. So Van rolled an 8. So choose one.
We get in, but we don't go unnoticed.
Alright. So you get in the ship. It's actually a really nice ship. like
Oh snap.
1,000 times better than that old piece of shit you were using to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. All right, so you get in, and the first thing you notice is that you don't quite notice someone inside, which is odd considering what Altair told you. The other two, meanwhile, one of you two make an assess check. Or an assess.
Me?
Either of you.
Like, Altair and I? Okay, I will, because I don't have -1.
Yes.
I have +1. Because I use my spidey senses.
Use your spidey senses. Yes. First ask a question about the situation.
Does it... Oh, ask a question. You're right.
And I think the situation is that do you have communications with each other? That's a question. That's a question that I have.
Well, we have brain whispers, apparently.
So yeah, I think you can communicate with each other. They tell you that they don't see anyone.
All right.
So
I think I would be looking out for traps. Right? Like, are there any traps that they should be on the lookout for? Or maybe people coming up to them?
All right. Cool. Roll. That is not a miss. Yay.
8. Yay. Not a miss.
You put yourself in an awkward situation to get this information. Here's the thing. You get closer, and yes, they actually were going to jump you guys, not them. So they don't get the jump on you because you saw them, but you are in a bad spot now. Altair, what do you do?
This is where like the cool like eagle sound effect comes in, like because so like we can see them now that we're in the situation, right?
Yeah, they are some sort of void monsters.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we're just gonna straight up like tussle with these dudes, and I think that like my eagle is like swinging down and like clawing at their void forms, and I've got my laser gun, and I want to be like shooting at some folks too, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'll use the ship's lasers.
That's
Awesome.
what ship's lasers. You walk 3 days from the ship.
Hmm?
You walk 3 days from the ship.
Oh, you
Okay,
want
I
to
missed that
try
part.
to hack the new lasers, or
I think you'd have to be in the ship to hack the. And I think you got like halfway through the space between you and the ship before they attack you.
darn? I am all for more lasers, but do you have like a cool mutation you're going to use, or?
I can spit acid, but I don't think that'll help from here.
Well, so they're surrounding
Maybe.
us, right?
Yeah. Give me doing something dangerous or tough, then Altair.
Okay. I'm a little tough. 8.
That's an 8. So, provocations and consequences. So yeah, you start shooting. You're doing pretty well. The people in the ship. You notice that the ship is starting to fly off. What do you do? Wazaya and Van, you're in the ship, but the other two aren't.
I guess Wazaya doesn't understand this whole ship situation very well, so he's gonna look to Van and ask, "Do you know where the pilot is? We need to."
I'm gonna need you to bring the other two inside right now with your space magic, like right now. And I say that, and I book it to the
bridge.
All right.
Sure, yeah, the bridge.
Okay, so yeah, Wazaya can do that, but I guess that would be magic that is helpful and not destructive. So I'm gonna have to use star magic, and I have a minus one for that.
Yeah, you can use a wormhole. You can make wormholes to.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a wormhole to teleport them to inside the ship.
All right.
Well, if my roll goes right, let's see. That's a 4. So nope.
So no. What actually happens is the wormhole grows immensely large, and it starts sucking in the ship, destroying it and sucking you guys in. And you and the other two see this from outside, that this is going on. Van, you also like you and Wazaya are both getting sucked into this big ass wormhole that Wazaya made. I don't even know. You don't even know what the hell he's trying to do, but okay.
I take off my shades in shock, put them back on, and I run back towards Wazaya, and I'm like, okay, we gotta get out of here. And I burst through the window.
Yeah, I think it's starting to suck you in, and it's too late now.
Oh, it's too late? Sure.
Well, it's more like it draws you into the wormhole, and now you're in the wormhole, and it's getting bigger and more chaotic. Sorry.
So the ship is getting drawn in, and are things getting destroyed? Like,
yes, the ship itself is getting destroyed. So you're not gonna have a ship after this. Like, I think how I'm envisioning this is that he created a wormhole inside the ship that's pulling the ship in, so it's kind of imploding. Yeah, that's what a lot of misses do to you.
Hosea, you had one job.
All right, so Ursel and Altair, you see this huge fucking wormhole implode. Well, first of all, you see the ship implode upon itself into a wormhole. What do you do?
What dark magic are these creatures involving here? They're trying to kill our friends.
All right,
We have to stop them.
Ursel?
This is void. This is what void creatures do. They bring you into the void.
So
I have to save them.
I think it'd be useful.
I'm like running back to the ship. That still exists.
I don't have a move for this, but it sounds like you maybe know a little bit about void creatures. Can you like consult your knowledge about them so we can maybe figure out how to?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Alright, consult your knowledge about void creatures.
I got that looks like a 12, but now it is a 8. That's still good.
That's still better than the something useful and interesting and something you don't want to hear. Well, that's easy. This is not caused by the void creatures. This is caused by Mosiah.
But what do we know about the void creatures?
The void creatures were just here because they were planted here. Basically, they were a trap. The creatures themselves, like they were not meant to. Like this is not where they live at all. So someone expected you, and someone put them here to get rid of you, maybe.
How interesting. Yeah, so I wanna.
And I think you realize that Mosiah was the one who created the wormhole somehow.
Can we try to fly into the wormhole after them? Is that a bad idea?
You don't have a ship.
Like leap into it?
What happened to
You
our
can leap
ship?
into it, yeah, sure.
All right, but if we do this, Ursel, we have to hold hands. I don't want to lose track of you if we go through a galactic wormhole. I hold my hand out like, will you leave with me?
Sure.
What does your skin feel like?
I mean, it's scales.
So it's kind of like
But
smooth
it has
scales.
I think it has like edges, so it's kind of rough. Like it's little crowns or something. Yeah, just be careful of the acid. You wouldn't want to hurt you.
I think you hear me say what as we like jump into the wormhole, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll jump in together.
Yeah. I think this is where we'll end at this, and that makes sense because the next session will have Mosiah and Van, but not the other two. That's kind of where I was aiming that at the end. So.
Oh, that's right. Perfect. And jumping into a wormhole is like the perfect like jumping off point for me. So we could go anywhere.
Yeah,
it's the perfect space cliffhanger.
Good thing you all rolled shit. So
You're welcome.
all right. Anything you guys want to discuss? If we want to do stars and wishes, we'll do that off the broadcast. So, but apart from that, anything we want to discuss while we're still here?
I guess I'm just curious about the system, right? It's called like Battle Between the Worlds. So were there two worlds at battle here?
I can explain that after. So,
Okay.
sorry. So, thank you for playing
Nice.
and thank you for participating. I'm gonna start the broadcast now and explain what Battle Between the Worlds is.